guys, Darkstone Commentary here, also known as Mentally Challenged Gamer, and we are back playing Danganronpa Havoc. We're trying to figure out who killed Hifumi and Taka.
No, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Happy.
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
No,
Wrong! The broken wristwatch.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m.
What
Which
the
is
hell are
the
you
same
talking about?
time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Where's your proof?
The ripped piece of the note.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his life, if I'm right about this, the sheet of paper. I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi...
Yup. They're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note.
Yes.
Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip,
Sorry for moving the mic, guys.
leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then,
Whoever did is the mastermind.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after...
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Walrus!
Call it a walrus!
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments.
The hammer was
But if
clean.
The hammers were all...
So the question is, how could the personally, so which hammer was used to attack Celeste?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then...
Well, if put force enough behind something,
Is
it's
it not
heavy enough to
possible
kill.
they used a
I don't think it is possible. They were both.
So then, what?
She's the Fumi. The whole picture around the kids won't come clear until we figure it out. Somehow I have to find the truth. I know the truth! Spotless hammer. Let's go!
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
Damn it. Fuck.
Shoot!
I'll look through the whole thing once.
Was it just maybe Justice?
Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody...
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well,
I'm gonna check that out
one thing
later.
seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
Wrong! I know I was gonna wait, but that is obviously wrong.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely...
But, seriously?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris, but for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
Correct!
I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him. Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
You talk about it wouldn't be any reason for the work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but...
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Alright.
Based on the rules that have been laid out, even if more than one person is complicit in, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is
Wrong!
Wrong! Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward.
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no... However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
The $10 million!
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only
Correct.
looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan.
I'm fixing the mic, sorry. Make sure you guys can hear me right. There we go.
Then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
I think Finn's two murders are the same. The main characteristic this time. Kid must have noticed the fact from the very beginning. As I said, not to look into the series of connected events, but as separate incidents. It's really amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at
understand how an
this.
accomplice could be involved, but then
That's problem numero uno.
True killer manipulated Fumi to carry out the number of actions, at the end murdered him. It's all debates until now. The way it chases unfolded, when you consider that all, there's only one person who seems to fit. Celeste.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now. I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot! Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
The screaming. The kind of suspicious individuals both.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Oh, there's no space there. Error!
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
So something around top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen.
Exactly, that's what I was pointing
to draw
out.
us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
she let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong,
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him with the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway and disappeared.
once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Huh? What was that? I came downstairs, it must have been Fumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad, come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then we split into two groups. I'll lead the hunt department, it seems much more interesting. Very well, Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I'll leave the capture the suspicious individual to Taka, Byaka, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was...
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our mind.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom.
Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
I fucking knew it!
Agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you were looking back. I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are
What are you
you
talking
about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must be really enjoying this. Instead of standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're all gonna die, just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto
She didn't know
showed
about
up
it.
and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble, and if you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have...
So this comment didn't make sense. What's it alluding to? That she knew there was more than one body!
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Damn it.
Shoot!
Messed up.
All I said, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated.
Wait, what's the Monaco? Please sir. Maru has the death of bullet to the head. They thought we were both killed with similar weapon.
We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Damn it.
Shoot!
All I
Think
said
about it.
was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And
Those
that
guys.
is all I said.
And that's all it takes.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Straight about what she said
All
is,
I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
no.
We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to fit.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
So strange. I know what to do now.
All I said, we must really enjoying the sight of us standing. They must be positively late.
We are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like those.
No, it's wrong.
Ha! Catch, bitch!
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicion. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture?
It has to be some kind. So let's put the suit on. And then...
Have you so quickly forgotten? Yes, I happen to know. In other words, it is an unassailable fact if everything I told you was simple.
Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations.
No, there is...
What explanations? You just sit dragging Fumi away. Possibility is... Are dancing? Really can't be seen. Fuck. They're dragging Fumi away. They don't look drunk.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
I didn't think of that.
The one being dragged off in that
His
picture
hands are on
isn't
him.
Hifumi, but we've simply been led to believe that it's... And the strange costume might only exist to lead us... If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation...
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't...
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
You proved that there's no way Fumi's dragging the suspect away. Is that really possible?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Fuck!
Shoot! You dressed me up in that suit after... Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit was there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all.
No way!
Think about this.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make...
Lumaru's message.
like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous.
Fuck.
As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If
Fuck.
the person inside the suit was unconscious, There's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
What was that?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Okay, I want to get this one more try.
You dressed
Put up
me
the
up in
waist.
that suit after I passed. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling
No way!
Stand up straight.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfect. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Fuck!
Shoot!
Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look.
Wait a minute, the blueprints. Let me look at the blueprints.
The bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is if the person inside the suit was there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Yeah, I'm fucking dead.
Shoot!
Fuck. Need to try again. Fail. Fuck's sake.
I refuse
Yes.
to give up yet.
I fucked up. That was my fault.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing if the person inside the suit was unconscious.
Fuck.
Shoot! You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit!
No way! You dressed me up in that suit after I. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight.
Fuck.
Shoot!
I'm trying to find out the right thing
Dressed
here.
me up in that.
His message. Found him in Yoshiro's room. You'll be able to see their feet down the waist one.
Dude, after I passed out. Then you
That's
just
it.
draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, the suspect, the person is there.
No way they could stand up straight like that. No,
Wrong!
it's wrong. No, even if the person inside, because that robo-justice...
It can't be on the West. Like, it's pretty obvious oversight.
That's right. They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure. I think the suit was designed from the beginning.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed here. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot. What do you mean, checkmate?
Oh, Jesus, fuck.
So clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told?
Killmate, that's right, I remember his name. You see,
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer, he said, and I quote,
In other words, Yasuhiro Hakakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
we don't know your last name.
What do you mean?
Think back to how did he refer to each of us?
I got it! That's right! Our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just indecent.
don't talk.
Random chance. No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before.
So Hifumi was trying to tell...
But the name he said doesn't apply to...
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in.
Make sure my real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop?
Says she won't give up, so then he has time to make her accept it.
Hifumi
handbook.
was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you?
Dog's barking.
My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
E-handbook.
No!
Your e-handbook. I think either Shane and Hannah are home or Mom and Dad are home.
That's it! The handbook!
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all...
Why are the dogs barking? Spell your name, eh? Make sure you have the right one. It's in your everyday notebook. It'll be many more use than that.
So all we have to do is check our handbook, and that'll clear up everything.
Yep, I think Mom and Dad are home. They don't bark like that for so long unless they're home. Handbook.
That's
They'll
how
clear
we
up
can
everything.
find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us, please? Just tell...
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me go over the case again. From the beginning, that'll bring everything...
Closing argument. I might skip some stuff. Let's see what we got here. This is from a different case. AM. There he is. They load him into the suit. They got the camera on him. I don't know what that is. Just his hammer 4. Let's see. Oh, watch. Oh, chain's on. Okay, so... Let's see, okay. Showed that. I have no idea what's going on here. Well, he was hitting the head. So that's just a hammer 3. Well, that was just his hammer 2. That was just his hammer 3. Roll him up in the tarp. He pulled one from his backpack. He was dancing because he did a good job. Oh no, he was pushing him. That pushed it. Let's put this here. What am I missing? This. This was just the hammer 4. That's it. That was just his hammer 4. Here we go.
The killer is you!
You!
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi.
No.
With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, They shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer
I think
number
I
4
got
was
Shane
used
came home with
was
the
to
first
create
dog barking.
confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next for these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo Justice pit. They wanted to make sure we bought the second fake incident. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2. With these two incidents, the killers were able that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers, and we fell right into their trap. And while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exact. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and turned the room into a crime scene, in which he himself had apparently been. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up, and when we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the body. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. Celeste, sorry, you lose.
Boom! Take that, fucking Celeste! Complete!
Lost? I lost? When was the last time they hang heavy around my neck?
Then you admit it?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally...
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Dang. Her voice completely changed.
Interesting.
Yeah! I know I didn't do great. $90 medals!
Okay,
Hey.
Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been. If you would, please locate your left. And when the votes are tallied, will you make the right choice or the dreadful...
And we all vote for Celeste. It's been a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. Blocking this time to truly devise the whole stinking scheme was Celeste Lugenberg, Amor Psyche, Takeo Yoshiharu.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess to work with someone else's mistake after all. If Fumi's enough to, it was beyond all my
I
calculations.
knew it.
So you really did approach me with this plan? How'd you get him to agree? I can imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty line. But especially, don't make me laugh. Didn't have to let him lie to him
So
to get him to
then-
agree. You know? I need to figure it out, Kyoko. You have right to give me an accomplice. I used her. For everyone who's still left, I avoid mentioning it by name. But the one thing Fumi and Taco are both super into. Does she mean talking about alter ego? What are you talking about? Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How
In
say
other
it?
words,
You're the one who stole it? That's
I
right.
see.
And used it to drag Fumi into plan you came up with. Right again? Last night, after we had a meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Fumi a little visit. What are you doing here? He has figurines in his room.
Actually,
I was about to talk to you, alone. It was about what was stolen. I know he did.
are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? Turned out I found a use for this digital camera. Look at all the shit in his room, man! How do you fit that in a suitcase? I was thinking about Taka's room earlier and took pictures in there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Fumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him! How do you do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You're correct. What's type forced me to steal it?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
as
Did?
for me,
He came to my roost unannounced, and then it was hard for me to even say. He abused me. And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice. That's a crime, an absolute crime. I mean, I know he's gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill
most
him.
unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. He has made you his target. Escape, you don't mean Taka's gonna try and kill you.
indeed.
All we can do now is keep her to himself. That bastard! Bastard! They allowed to continue this barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I?
I swear I will save her!
Actually,
Then would you like to join with me? So that happens, we can come up with a plan. Huh? I thought that's the way to claim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. With that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Fumi agreed without a second thought. The fact that item had on him was remarkable. Fire love, even love is twisted as that still driving people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have no more question for you. Was that strange greased costume Fumi's creation? Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him was to do something to hide the face and general body size. I know he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place. So I decided to make me the suspect. Because you're stupid. That's it?
see.
However, I made the right choice, so I'm glad you surpassed my very expectation. Life has been very tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry. When you're explaining the plan for me, how'd you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Fumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him
Are
live?
you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretend to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say that he'd been seriously wounded on it was verge of death, and he was barely holding on. And he really believed that? Of course, it wasn't all to it. I explained it was to Fumi the plan was, while you're all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Fumi would have an alibi, nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opposite opponent. In fact, Fumi ate it up. He believed the lie was wholehearted right up until the moment of his death.
In the end,
So I planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point in my plan if one person who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself. How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
mean.
Now you sound like
I
Byakuya.
wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike. Then why are you talking about this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma office? That is a lot of money, it's true. That's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life began here, my only thought has been to escape. Well, I'm saying we have to accept living here.
Little bitch.
Obviously, that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch.
I wanted to get out. Every day was a fresh torture. You want to know why, huh? Because I had a dream. And accepting my life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever. There was no way I could ever do that. In the ground, the world of gambling, I risked my life making a metaphorical killing. And all of it for that dream? The dream of yours.
Wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? Garrison, handsome man from other world that and serve my butlers / bodyguards. Oh my god. I was gonna make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, it would create a perfectly aesthetic world and
This is fine.
For the rest of my life, where I was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality.
There is
Get right to the
nothing
edge,
be
but
done.
unfortunately, my dream cannot be scattered. My dreams have been scattered into the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you're really able to kill your own friends for it? Or just make me feel guilty. That's a pointless endeavor. I think love is sacrificing others for my own ends.
Do you
I feel nothing.
understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Is she a sociopath? This isn't terrifying how different our values are. There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. And not just other people, I can even fool my own emotions. The consciousness derives the unconscious. That's why you're not
Yes,
scared?
Indeed.
That's right, I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had the choice then, I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey.
You just get executed again. So I smiled then. When she did it, looked at me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but the statement itself had been her final lie. And that weak fake smile was what betrayed her. You done? Okay, let's get rolling. The block and the stir the piece, and I'll pay the
I
price.
prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Everything we've got. It's punishment time.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Wow. Is she gonna be spilled on a gigantic gambling wheel? A castle? Oh, she's being burned alive. Oh my god. Fucking fire truck! Oh, I think Mom and Dad are home. Damn, Monokuma. You sure had fun with that? It's over. Their execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but as I could not, at one point I consider her a friend too. For him just come along and... Isn't this just awful? Someone couldn't just cut free from the regrets in the outside world. So many people had to die. You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
Look at my hope. You're gonna throw in the trash if you can just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. It's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes, but in reality, it just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so people are asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, I did see you get some tinted key type object from Celeste. So what's the deal with that?
What?
What's the matter? I'll answer your question if you answer mine. What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What? Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Oh, geez, oh man. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? Mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean? Things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's time I get out of here. You guys can enjoy your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course. Monkey disappeared, leaving the President in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope. Kyoko, Monokuma really mentioned it, but was that the key that Celeste gave you? Most likely. The key to one of the dressing room lockers. That means it's just probably hidden in there. So it's time to easily miss what's right beneath our nose. Well, then we better go check. Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. We pushed the dressing room. He looked back at us and said, I'm going in alone from here. Everyone else is go to dining hall. I'll check in with you later. What exactly are you planning to go alone? Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced clearly at the surveillance camera. That's not right. Why you? There's still a risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too. You? Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us. Do whatever you want. Thank you, Bayon.
Well then.
It's up to you now. I'm going to go to the dining hall, okay? So Makoto and Koto are going to go together? Does that mean what I think it means? Good luck, Makoto. Girls are like total pushovers when you show a little backbone. Try to forget what Hina said. Everyone at the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone. Shall? Yeah.
So then...
You into that locker? Go to the key, so let's give it and unlock the locker. The stars we saw?
You really came.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. Akio sounded relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I did not say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please just wait a while longer. So now we can officially say the place is closed. As far as I'm concerned, sure, but we can still take a second. Take a second since we had this opportunity. I want to be honest with you. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do if you're on your own in school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me? Regardless, that's something you need to know right now. I don't need to know. That just makes me more worried. Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared. We didn't see you again. Well, warning, without explanation, when you did do that, it's a natural state to think I'm a mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you. You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends.
It's true.
I understand. Then maybe I can believe you. Just a little bit more.
That's fine.
Then? Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you where I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see? What I heard from Kyoko was, well, frankly, it was kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me the story was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided to confirm what she told me about with my own 2 eyes, and I waited for nighttime to come. But when I did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera to monitor it. In the storage closet there, Way in the back. Way back in the boys' locker storage closet, but Yukio could really be right about this? Oh wait, the pool's back here. Boys' locker room. See for myself. Way back in the boys' bathroom. Oh, the boys' bathroom. Boys' bathroom. It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret could really be hidden in here? Yep. I said the way back to the storage closet. But I mean, seriously, I think I pushed my hand in the back of the storage closet, and suddenly, if I was being yanked in, gets junk. Same time I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. I fell through the back of the storage closet. Huh? And it turned out the back wall of a revolving door made my way to the other side, just like Kyoka said.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. On the way back to the closet, there's a secret room. It's a secret room, but why is it in here? There's a bunch of files. I look at the volume of yearbooks. They're covered in dust. The only one to file on the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Posted Keneman student registry? The only thing that is not covered in dust. Someone's been looking at it recently? I slipped my fist in the hand, but before I had a chance to look at it, I slipped paper fell out of the file and turned my attention to it. You must not leave. You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I can understand I cannot leave, but you must not leave? What is it? My head feels funny. The strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I do now? What don't I know? A strange sound rang out through my head. I felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth, and then darkness. I understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I don't know how long it's been. Yeah. Ow. I felt like something hit me. I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull throbbing pain from my head proved as much at least. Empty bookshelf. Empty? Gone! It's all gone! Looks through registry and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone. What does this mean? I'm afraid to do any more work. The same pain in my head spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should head back to my room. Get some rest. My body is heavy in pain. My head thought. I dragged myself back towards my room. So I went back to the first floor of the school. While I walked, the more I felt things getting blurry. I can't see in front of me. I can stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that, that's this, and I hear a sound. Faint but unintelligible. That sound, it's coming from the gym? I desperately hold my skinny frame towards the gym. The sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here in the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door in the gym. The sound's coming from inside me while it intensified much more. Sayaka? I mean, Sakura. For me, rage battle beyond anything humanly possible. Jesus fuck! She sands! She fucking sands! Look at that eye! Well, guys, I'm gonna end this episode here, and I might start chapter 3 next time, but I'll see you guys next time.